What's good? I'm good. I'm good. I'm chilling. I just went to a fashion show yesterday, bro. I was just at a fashion show. What's good? What's good, Ian? What's good, Lele? What's good, Roger? What's good, Antonio? What's good, Libra? What's good, Lobna? Abdullah, what's good? And I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man that gave the right for me. So I proudly said, ah, ah, mm, 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 God bless the USA. Yo, do you guys want to play some music? Should we play some music before we start? Should we play some music? That reminds me. That reminds me. We must band together to commemorate a re-civilization for the new American people, formerly known as Americans. New Americans. We're the new America. In this country, what should the laws be? We need to make new laws. The only law is martial law. Yeah, Tarina. Yo, let's get some likes. Let's get some likes in here, bruh. We need some likes. Could I get some likes, bruh? Could we get could we get 10 likes? Could we get 10 likes? Just 10 likes. That's it. 10 likes, 10 taps. 10 taps. Can we get 10 likes, 10 taps? 10 likes, 10 taps. I like my ratch. I'm it. I'm it. Oh, in America, America. No, 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 no. America, America. No, 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 no. All right, gotta get serious, guys. Me on my tone. Yo, 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 yo. All right, y'all. You want to know something? This mic's not plugged in, and if you want to say something about it, that's just rude. I'm gonna tell you straight up. That's just rude. Yo, we're gonna get this podcast started, but before we start, could I at least get one like? Just one like, bro. Could I at least get one like? Yo, what's good, Daniel? Hey, we got the bro Daniel in here. Let's go. We got 10 likes. We got Daniel in here, and we got 10 likes. Thank you, Daniel. I remember you, bro, from a few days ago. You was one of the first people to the Hooligan show. That's tight. That's dope. I appreciate that. It gives me hope because I'm out here on lives like super out smoked and I'm just kind of got this mic in my hand. I don't know. Sometimes I freestyle good and the other times, yeah, bro, you're early, bro. You're early, but I'm kind of late. I don't know which one it is because I'm supposed to start at 6 a.m., bro. That is the intended start time. But here we are. It's 8:38 and I'm barely getting started, bro. Is that my fault? But here's the thing. In other countries, otherwise known as, they call them third world countries, but that's not a very nice name. I'm just gonna say it right there. I'm gonna say it right here, then and there. It's not a very nice name because that makes them sound like they're on like another planet, third world. What world? How do I get to that world? Okay. So hold on. This is a catastrophe, bro. So hold on. This is a catastrophe, bro. Yo, this right here is a full blown catastrophe. This is what is this podcast, bro? This is a catastrophe, bro. Yo, this right here is a full blown catastrophe. This is what is this podcast, bro? This is a catastrophe. Who invested? Yo, this right here is a full blown catastrophe. This is what is this podcast? Who hired me? Yo, Rosie, thanks for the likes. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the comments. Yo, Daniel, I got a question for you, bro. You still in here? Are you still in here? Daniel, Daniel, are you still in here, Daniel? Hey, what's good, bro? All right. I got a question for you, bro. You know, because I like to be stating my opinion. My opinion is important to me, but I also am interested in the opinion of others as well, because I like to be a asset to my community and not a liability. Okay. Um. Oh yeah. We're on episode 37. So Daniel, all right, I got a curveball for you, bro. What do you think about segregation? I'm not sure what race you are. Um, what do you think about segregation? I don't even know if this is an appropriate question, but it's the Hooligans Podcast. What do y'all think about segregation, man? Because here's the thing, there's talks, some black people like actually like segregation. Can you believe that? Can you believe that some people actually like, some black people actually like being told they can't, where they can and cannot go? I don't understand it, guys. I don't understand it. How could you like segregation? How could you like segregation as a black man? All right, I get it. The money basically had to be spent with black people, right? But here's the thing. Oh, here we go. We got Daniel respond. We got a response from Daniel. Daniel says, any discrimination to any race group of people is just effed up. I agree, bro. I agree. I'm not on break anymore. I agree with you, bro. That's a great answer. Thank you. Now I appreciate you participating in this conversation because this conversation sucks, bro. Like I hate talking about politics. That's why I was an entertainer. I wanted to go to Hollywood. But you know what? All that was taken away in the 2020 Pomona Iris. You know what I'm talking about? When Fauci came on the screen and took all the screen time away. Charlie Kirk, you want to talk about too many black people on the commercials? Well, I want to talk about too much Fauci on the commercials. Too much Fauci on my TV. Get Fauci off my get Fauci off my picture box. Okay? He and all his cronies decided to ruin the music industry. Said we can't travel. Said we can't have concerts. So, you know what I did? I said, hey, I'm gonna do something about this. Anyways, anyways, I got kind of distracted. Any discrimination against any group of people is just effed up. That's what I'm talking about, bro. But there, okay, so here we go. We're talking about segregation. Let's see, when did segregation end, right? Okay, here we go. Actually, we need to talk about not only segregation, but we also have to talk about education. because segregation and education are linked together. All right, check this out. Emilio, what's good? So here's the thing: colleges were segregated and separate black institutions like Howard University in Washington and Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee were created to compensate, right? So the colleges were segregated and separate. Virginia's Hampton Institute was established in 1869. That's a long time ago. 1869 as a school for black youth, but with white. Here, check this out. So we're gonna go into a deep dive. Y'all already know this podcast. We gotta go find these facts, bro, because they have been hidden from us, and I'm about to show you in plain English. In plain English, I don't even know if that's the euphemism for it. But basically, check this out. Virginia's Hampton Institute was established in 1869 as a school for black youth, but with white instructors teaching skills to relegate black people in service positions to whites. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yo, thank you, Daniel, for sharing the live. Thank you for sharing the live. We need everybody in here, bro. We need everybody in here. We all gotta discuss this, bro. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent, and then we're gonna go right back. I'm gonna shoot the rabbit. And we're gonna go right back. Slavery was legal, right? We all can say yes to that. Slavery was legal. But here's the thing: was there any slaves that got to vote in whether slavery was legal? Like, did black people get to vote in whether they wanted slavery to be legal or not? Because if they didn't get to vote, then it technically, I mean, it's not really democracy. So was it ever really legal if you never got to vote on it? Who's over here just passing laws just because? That's just a little tangent. Anyways, so here though, this is an important observation. Check this out. So in 1869, there was I believe it's a college, it says Virginia Hampton's Institute, where black there's a black college, I assume, but the teachers were white. And not only that, not only could black people, not only were we not allowed to teach each other stuff, like that's a big complaint, like why aren't the black people why is the youth always just so bad? Like what's up with the black youth? Well, look, even in 1869, the black youth were being uh they were being barred, and these are people who wanted to be educated. They were being uh let's see, what's the word for it, bro? They were still being denied the right to an equal education. Not even only an equal education. They were denied the right to an actual education. Even though they didn't want to go gang bang and shoot people. These are your nerdy Urkel black guys, black people, right? These guys wanted to go to college and class and do all their homework and raise a family and do everything that Charlie Kirk says we don't want to do. That's what these people wanted to do. But the education was was uh was tampered with. The education was false education. It wasn't even a real education. The only thing you could teach me was how I could be in service to position to white people. So the only thing you could teach me is slave skills, basically. Yeah, you can go to college, but we're only going to teach you how to be a slave. So if you want to know, this is 1869, yo, and think about it. I will say though, I believe this is like a year after slavery ended, right? Slavery ended 1865, 1864. When did slavery end? Oh wow. Okay, there we go. 1861 to 1865. But here's oh okay. Well, I was right. 18 so this the colleges were basically, but here's the thing. I just seen some more information I didn't really know. So that was when That was when what's it called? College was officially, I mean, slavery was officially ended, but it actually had ended a few. It was ending before that in several states. Let's read. All right. Hundreds of thousands of Africans, both free and enslaved, aided the establishment and survival of colonies. Wow, aided the establishment and survival of colonies in the Americas and the New World. However, many consider a significant starting point to slavery in America to be 1619. Wow, okay. So slavery started 1619 when the privateer White Lion brought 20 enslaved Africans ashore in the British colony of Jamestown, Virginia. The crew had seized the Africans from the Portuguese slave ship Sao João Bautista. Wait one hooligan second. Are you telling me that the first slaves weren't even bought? Not only were they not bought, the first slaves were stolen from a ship. They weren't even stolen from Africa. So the first slaves weren't even stolen from Africa, according to the history. Now, I mean, if y'all want to debate with the History Channel, be my guest. I don't care. Look, this is real life, bro. It says the White Lion brought 20 enslaved Africans ashore in the British colony of Jamestown. The crew had seized the Africans from the Portuguese slave ship Sao João Batista. So the Portuguese slave ship. So you got to understand, guys, what the heck's going on here? The first slaves were stolen by pirates. That's what this says, bro. Because if you're on a ship and someone else is on a ship and you take what they have, that makes you a pirate, bro. That makes you a sneaky pirate. Oh, we're gonna have fun today, guys. We're gonna have fun today on the Hooligans Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna keep this going. Portuguese slave ship. I want to see the Portuguese slave ship. Wait, I want to see the Portuguese slave ship. The Sao João Bautista. Now, Bautista Bomb. Any wrestling fans? Any wrestling fans? Yo, we're gonna freaking track down, bro. We're in a time machine right now. This is called Web Adventures. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shenanigans. The exact date of its construction is unknown. So essentially, the British colonizers stole the slaves from this ship. Botafogo was a Portuguese galleon built in the 16th century around 1530, considered the biggest and most powerful warship in the world by Portuguese Castilian. So this is the biggest and most powerful warship. Yo, what's good, pizza? Hey, thank you for liking. Thank you for the likes. 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 Not good. All right. So this was the supposedly like the Death Star of freaking sailboats, and it just got robbed. The exact date, blah blah blah. The oldest known estimates regarding its armament range from 80 to 200 guns, including a large chase gun. It was among the earliest recorded vessels to have gun ports with lids, which were open to expose the cannon as a show of firepower. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, this was a freaking pirate ship. This was a freaking pirate ship. All right? Pirate ship. Okay. Yo, thank you for the likes. We're at 400 likes. Um, who's the homie with the black and white? Uh, well, this is uncomfortable. We got the username is with the three Ks, and then I mean the topics we're talking about. Welcome to the Hoolagans Podcast. You know how we do. We're gonna keep reading, bro. So essentially, now look, this sounds unbelievable, bro. And if it sounds unbelievable, yo, hey, the fact, I'm saying the 3Ks, bro. And they just like the lie. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that one bit, man. But you know what? Maybe we're making friends in here. Maybe we're maybe we're destroying borders and extending hands. You know what I'm saying? So, but look, this sounds unbelievable. Daniel, do you believe this, bro? They're saying that the first slaves were stolen from the first pirate ship. Essentially, essentially they stole the slaves from Captain Jack Sparrow and then brought them to Jamestown, America. They stole the slaves from the Black Pearl. The Sao Jiao most famously distinguished itself during the conquest of Tunis when it bombarded, blah, blah, blah. Dude, they're not even talking about. Hold on. Let's figure this out. We got to figure this out. All right. Freaking, a Portuguese ship. One sec. A Portuguese ship, the Sao Bautista, brought captive Africans from Angola to the American colonies. Sometime in 1619, enslaved Africans arrived near Point Comfort, a coastal port in the British colony of Virginia, from the British colony port uh, from the Portuguese colony port city of Luanda, the present day capital of Angola. Over 20 captives were unloaded from the hull of the San Bautista. America had not become herself, yet lit the spark for the transatlantic slave trade and further set the stage for slavery, oppression, and persecution across her history. You know what? I'm glad it says persecution right here because that's exactly what I would actually call it. It was persecution, bro. Like slaves, like black people got have been persecuted for the last 400 years. Not enslaved, but persecuted. Slavery comes with persecution. Now, I'm not just some black apologist, guys, but there's a lot of things that we weren't taught about, that's not taught about in the standard American education system that will basically break your heart. It'll break your heart. The stuff, the stuff that really goes on in this country, it just makes you wanna ball up a fist, drop in the wrist. I bought rock lick on a drop in the wrist and Brit pit for them. Check this out. So this, yo, we're getting through all the, and there's the thing is, as I'm researching this stuff, there's different stories. You're getting like two or three different stories for every story. It says the ship brought the slaves over here, so we are ally. I don't know who the frick these guys are. But according to the US history, which this is the mainstream education, it says the crew had seized the Africans from the Portuguese slave ship Sao Bautista. Seized means steal, right? Take. I love how they just say seized and not stole. I don't know. Let's go. Throughout the 17th century, European settlers in North America turned to enslaved Africans as cheaper, more plentiful labor sources than indentured servants who were mostly poor Europeans. Ah, now it's all starting to make sense. So these slave owners, there was already in it went from they had indentured servants already. So they basically had slaves. It was like, do you want to pay $20 an hour or free? This is crazy. Though it is impossible to give accurate figures, some historians estimate that 6 to 7 million enslaved people were imported to the New World during the 18th century alone, depriving the African continent of some of its healthiest and ablest men and women. In the 17th and 18th centuries, enslaved Africans worked mainly on the tobacco,
It's our
rice,
choice. Either we vote for Russet Perry.
indigo plantations of the southern coast from the Chesapeake Bay colonies of Maryland and Virginia south to Georgia. After the basically what I was trying to get to was 1869, but now I'm interested in where the heck did the first slaves come from? Were they stolen from the boat or were they brought on the boat? And we need to also talk about the American Purge. I mean, the Forever Purge. Has anyone seen that movie, The Forever Purge? Dude, I couldn't keep watching it, bro. It's like literally just a bunch of murder, bro. There's a bunch of killing. Like, bro, if I want to go there, I'll go on WPD.com, bro. I don't want to watch that. Like, I'm trying to be entertained, bro, and you're just showing me a bunch of people getting killed, bro. I don't understand. None of that was giving me a good time, bro. Like, what are we doing? Yo, thank you for the likes, bro. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. We're at 500 likes, 500 likes. So basically, let's get back on the point. 1869, 1869, it says the main point of this is that they're withholding education. They're withholding, not withholding. I want to say they're not only are they withholding, but they're doing it so that these people only know certain skills that they can be in service position to white people. And this is right after slavery ended. If there are two vegans fighting, is that considered beef? I think it's considered what's it called? It's beyond beef. or it's that's tofu, man. Nah, they have tofu. They got mad tofu with each other, bro. So the colleges, we need to look up Virginia's Hampton Institute. And look, guys, this is important to this is hey, yeah, they got mad tofu. This is important to everybody, not just people who are black, because I don't know how long this has been going on, but this is essentially proof that I mean we all think this, but this is essentially proof that the education system is only teaching you how to be a worker. Because back then it was how to be in service to whites. But essentially that was basically the guy in charge, right? Or the guy who's the business owner. These days, it's not just white people who are business owners and they are in charge. So these days, the game is just to teach the American youth. Watch, I'm gonna flip it right here. The game is just to teach the American youth, the American youth, skills to be in service positions to the people in charge. Right here. So they're not teaching you the information in high school that you need to know in order to survive. They're teaching you skills that you need to know in order to serve. All right? They're not trying to help you survive out here. They just want you to serve people. Serve the guy in charge. And these are honest, we're honest people, man. These are honest people. These aren't gang bangers or thieves. These are people like you and me, right? We all went to school. We all were just trying to get an education. Yo, so Hampton, Hampton University is a private, historically black research facility founded in 1868. It was established by black and white leaders of the American mission. It was cool. I actually went on this thing. Yo, Diamond, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Hooligans. I actually went on this trip when I was in ninth grade called the HBCU tour, which is a historical black college university tour, in which we went to basically like all like four, five, six, seven HBCUs, which are like these black colleges that only black people could go to, back in the day. And that trip was cool, man. I feel like that was one of the first times, besides when I was learning how to dance, that I really got to connect with my ethnic roots. You know what I'm saying? My ethnic roots. That's how I gotta say it. My ethnic roots. And I was just with a bunch of brothers, a bunch of sisters, and we were just mobbing to these black colleges, man. And I was like, yo, it feels good. It feels good. Anyways, the campus was founded on the grounds of Little Scotland. Wow, a former plantation in Elizabeth City County that is located on the Hampton River. It overlooked Hampton. I think I had a Hampton. I think I definitely had a Tuskegee University. I think I had a Hampton University T-shirt as well. Ooh, yeah, that felt good. Katina ma. All right, all right. We gotta stay serious. We gotta stay serious. We gotta stay focused. The campus, it overlooked the Hampton grounds and was not far from Fortress Monroe and the Grand Contraband Camp that gathered formerly enslaved men and women who sought refuge with Union forces in the South during the first year of the war. Their facilities represent freedom. In 1861, the American Missionary Association responded to the former slaves' need for education and hired Mary Smith Peake as its first teacher at the camp. Hold on. The American Mission. This better not have nothing to do with Christians. The American Missionary Association was a Protestant based abolitionist group founded on September 3rd, 1846, 177 years ago, in Albany, New York. The main purpose of the organization was abolition of slavery, education of African Americans, promotion of racial equality, and spreading Christian values. Here we go. Its members and leaders were of both races. The association was chiefly sponsored by the Congregationalist churches in New England. The main goal was to abolish slavery, provide education to African Americans, and promote racial equality for free blacks. The AMA played a significant role in several key historical events and movements, including the Civil War, Reconstruction, and the Civil Rights Movement. In the 1850s, it assisted the operation of the Underground Railroad for men and women fleeing enslavement in the South. Starting in 1861, it opened camps in the South for former slaves. It played a major role during and after the Reconstruction era in promoting education for blacks in the South by establishing numerous schools and colleges, as well as paying for teachers to help the establishment of black churches and civic organizations. Um, its teachers and workers were targets for white supremacy groups such as the Ku Klux Klan outside the South. It also promoted schools for Native Americans and immigrants. Oh, wow. The AMA continued to play a role in the civil rights movement in the 20th century and supporting the work of activists such as Martin Luther King Jr. and supporting legal efforts to desegregate public schools. All right, I just need you to hear that because they're saying that this was a Christian group But why were the white teachers not teaching true education, man? Why were they not teaching true education? I just want to know what the education is. We gotta find the education, man. Education. Um, where is it? Hampton University. Uh, oh, here we go. Here we go. Mary Smith Peak. Is it a black lady? Mary Smith Peak, born 1823 to 1862, was an American teacher, humanitarian, and member of the black elite. What in Hampton, best known for starting a school for the children of former slaves starting in the fall of 1861 under what became known as the Emancipation Oak Tree in present day Hampton, Virginia, near Fort Monroe. The first teacher hired by the AMA, she was also associated with later founding Hampton University in 1868. Dang. All right, so it wasn't just white. See, this is why isn't that? Why isn't it just? Why don't y'all just say the truth, man? Why don't you guys just say the truth? You guys just like to hide. You guys are phonies. Watch this. She first taught for the AMA on September 17th. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation was read here, the first place in the Confederate States, and then on the big tree was called the Emancipation Oak. The tree, now a symbol of both the university and of the city, survives as part of the designated national blah 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 blah. All right, well, we're talking about segregation in not only the education system but also, everywhere in town, but what's here is that they're saying they only taught black people skills that were going to help them be in service to whites, which right there is evidence that the government was tampering with the American education system. Has intention intentionally tampered with the American education system for personal gain. Tampered, y'all. This joint was tampered with. Um, Yo, thanks for the likes. So we need to look more about segregation. Basically, we could basically still spend our money with black people like it was, but let's see.
I was a junior at Granby High School before the crisis. I don't mind a nurse, but I can't now. We need a high school diploma, and I can't get one. I was a junior at Granby High School before the crisis. I don't mind, I don't care one bit whether we go to an integrated school or not. It doesn't worry me. When I was working at the hospital, I worked on the
Why is the volume so low?
colored ward, and I don't mind it a bit. In fact, I had more cooperation in some instances than I did on the regular wards, and I enjoyed it very much.
I would rather go here at the private tutoring and pay a tuition here rather than pay a tuition at an integrated school.
Well, I do not want an integrated school. The Supreme Court is supposed to be the law of the land, but can 9 people be the law of the land when you have these whole United States? It's supposed to be by the people and for the people. Is this the government? Is 9 people going to rule our land here?
I know that we are fighting for states' rights, but I feel that by being denied the right to go to a public school, we're also being denied states' rights.
But as the mother of a teenage boy who is out of school at this time, I like to say that I do think integration is wrong. I don't think it will work in our city, and I feel that for everything we attain in life, we have to sacrifice something. And if we have to sacrifice our public schools to overcome this, then I think that's the thing to do.
Sorry if you guys couldn't hear that. What the heck? Also, there's actually a lot of empathy that I have here because mind you, these are just high school kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of this stuff is taught, it's passed down, and I'm not really that charged up by a video like that because I've kind of heard the same thing from black people as well. And that even when they were saying they don't think that the schools should be integrated, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was coming from a place of like a racist place. Um, because I'm sure they were just recalling all of the violence they've seen. Mind you, this whole thing it started a while ago, bruh. If this was in the 1960s, I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like this not really like these aren't really the evil ones, I would say. You feel me? And let's keep looking. Let's see. Here we go.
Black people are now arguing for segregation. They want black only graduations. They want black only dorms. They
Of
want
course,
black
you
only
can't just over.
spaces. This is just Jim Crow. Why on earth did we get rid of Jim Crow if only to have black Americans fighting for the exact same again? What is it that black America is trying to achieve which with such distaste and hatred toward white Americans? I mean, I see it every single day in my life. I mean, you should see the comments. Married to a white man, right? I have biracial children. That should be considered the dream. That should mean, oh my God, we actually got ahead as a society when black people get married. Nope. Look at the comments anytime a black person marries a white person and see who it's coming from. It's coming from black people. Oh, married to the white man. Oh, selling out your soul. So you're arguing actually for marriage segregation. You're basically saying that the Supreme Court case, Virginia versus Love, should have never happened. That it should still be illegal for blacks and whites to marry. They don't think that way because they're demented. Black people are now.
Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Um, No, she's right. There is this weird phenomena of black people. Well, it's not. Here's the thing. We as a black culture, we don't know how to play the word game. You feel me? Like me as a white man, I'm just speaking, just personally, me as a white man, you know what I'm saying? I know how to play the word game, bro. Now, what is this word game that I speak of? It's called, it's basically, it's called process of elimination. You need to speak in a manner that people cannot tell you no. Basically, you need to speak like a white man. Okay? I'll teach you guys how to do it. It's real easy. You just have to have facts out the yin yang. As long as you have facts, you'll be all right. And another thing is, you got to know your history. If you don't know your history, then your future is a mystery. You feel me? Now, Candace Owens is not the spokesperson for the American black community. I would just like to say that. Um, she she has a good eye on things. I like her eye, but the only thing is she has a little chip on her shoulder, and I feel like there's a little bit of self-hatred going on here. Why do I say that? Is that because of who she's married to? No. I didn't even I thought this way before I even knew that she was married to a white man. And I don't mind. My longest relationship was with a white woman. So would I ever do that again? I don't know. But that's not the point. Here's the point. The point is that when Candace Owens like her theme of what she speaks about, she's not pro black. Nah, she's not. It doesn't seem like she's pro black. Like it seems like she's always harping on the black community. And it's not in an encouraging way. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever have a black man encourage you or a black woman encourage you? Man, you could go save the world, bro. You could go save the world. You could go get some things done, man. But when Candace talks, it's always very out of spite. Like, and I mean I get it. Like, look,
Now arguing for segregation. They want black.
you hear the way she talks. Obviously, she was. Can we just call a spade a spade? Obviously, she was probably the girl that got bullied by black. She was a black girl that tall like a white girl, XYZ, and now she has this platform, and she sounds like she's getting her big get back, which I understand that because I've been through that as well. You know, I'm not the darkest brother. I'm not the darkest brother in the crown box. You know what I'm saying? But so I've experienced the racism within the black community that is light skins and dark skins. Even it goes down to your speech pattern. You know what I'm saying? But Candace should understand that this is actually coming from a place of it's not just hatred, but it is a place of um you got to understand on the plantation you had your rebels and then you had your teachers pets, right? You had the people who listened and the people who didn't listen. And I think that's where this comes from. Now, I'm not saying Candace is one or the other, but I'm just saying that on the plantation, you had your people who would kiss ass and your people who wouldn't. And so that's where this little and that's where the rife between black people comes from is the people who basically dance for the white man and the people who don't dance for the white man. Um, a lot of times, light skinned guys they get a lot of slack because I believe if you were light skinned, then you were a houseboy, right? You were like you were a house. I'm not gonna say the other word. You basically would serve inside the house. You were like a male maid. Ugh. And that's why they call us soft, bro. Because we was in the That's why dark skinned brothers call it light skinned brothers soft, bro. Because we was in the house, bro, chilling. We was in the house with the women, bro. Yeah, we was in the house, bro, just making the best of a bad situation. You feel me? Um, and they was outside, bro, getting the worst of the worst. So, um, that's messed up, bro. And I think it's just that's kind of like a tactic similar to how slaves were sold to Native Americans or given to Native Americans. You know, just divide and conquer with the blacks and Mexicans, divide and conquer with the blacks and blacks, different complexions. But then, aside from that, you had your rebels and your teachers' pets. And so I think that's just where this comes from, because it always comes back to the game, right? It's always about we call black people today call it code switching, right? When you go from talking like, "Hey, what's up, my G, what's good, we out here, man," to "Oh, hi, how you doing?" Yeah, right? Code switching, and for me, it's not necessarily for me. I feel like I'm code switching when I talk black. It's funny because I was raised by my white mama, my freaking Mexican stepdad, so I was never really around like black lingo to hear it for me to naturally talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I code switch, that's when I'm more or less talking black. But what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Um, you know, like Candace doesn't really talk black, right? We could
Only
say this is
graduations. They want
code
black
switching.
only dorms. They want black.
But Candace isn't code switching. She's actually this is how she really talks, and I think that's why she gets slack from black people is because she talks like a white woman, but that's who she is. She's not. I don't think she's pandering. I think this is who Candace really is.
Black only spaces. This is just Jim Crow. Why on earth did we get rid of Jim Crow if only to have Black Americans fighting for the exact same again? What is it that Black America is trying to achieve which, with such distaste and hatred toward white Americans?
So she said, "What is it that Black America is trying to achieve with such distaste and hatred towards white America?" I think I'll go back to my statement I made yesterday, which I think with right now, a lot of stuff that was hidden is now being brought to light, thanks to social media. Now, social media is just magnifying people's thoughts and feelings. So it's not like people are just now feeling this way, but along with the magnification of thoughts and feelings, you also have a surplus of information that just wasn't available 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago when the events were happening. So I think now, like I said, people are just they're angry and they're hurt, right? Whereas yeah, and a lot of it was covered up by the people who were doing the oppressing. So um, I feel like like Black America is going through a lot of pain right now, having to, especially the descendants having to basically do the research on their own, being forced to research this stuff on their own, having the option to, because our great grandparents couldn't just be on YouTube all day looking up the truth of what really happened. It was just a news story, and then life went on. So right now, we're all just kind of sitting. We have all this information, and on top of that, not much has been done. Uh, Not much has been really done to try and fix what happened, right? And and we could talk about all the positives, but I think those were just those were just for show. Those weren't really positives because you have statistics like this of historians saying that the education the education was watered down. There we go. Watered down education. The education was watered down, which we all still feel like that to this day. And that's regardless of race. We all went to American education system and thought it was whack. We all Logan Paul talks about he Logan Paul and Mike Malak talking like, yo, I never used the Pythagorean theorem. Of course not. And here's the thing about the Pythagorean theorem is a lot of math is already done. We already do that stuff just naturally, bro. Like math class is not. I'm not gonna say it's a total waste of time, but a lot of this stuff you can kind of just figure out um through common sense. And I think that you know what I'm saying? I think that's why they were so key and anal about us showing our work. Because remember, you'd have those students and you'd have these certain remember in math you go through geometry and you go these certain sections in math. Certain sections you can just do in your head. It doesn't even matter, but it's like this 2A, two look at this. This is all just to waste our time, bro. Because now you got here's the thing. I want to talk to Ramaswamy. I need to talk to Ramaswamy. Me and Ramaswamy, we're gonna build a time machine and we're gonna go back to 1861 to when they were first watering down the education for black people. And I'm sure that's not the first time it started either. Because if they were doing it to black people, that means they were probably doing it to white people. Because there's always a hierarchy even within the races, right? There's a hierarchy within black race, Mexican race, Asian race, white race. All races have hierarchies within each other. So it's not just like these races are all buddy buddy, right? And we all know that. Like now that when you say it, it makes sense. I mean, think about what a family is, because all these races are just family members. They're different families, right? So you have the man, you have the woman, and you have the children. Obviously, there's a hierarchy in there. Now, I hope the man wouldn't run his household like uh like a kingdom, but you got the man in charge, you got the woman, she's kind of like second in charge, and then you got the children who are the people they're in charge of. So there's a tiny city right there, right? Um, and and then you get a community is just a bunch of families put together. So then with all the fathers, there's a hierarchy between men, and that's when you get your alphas, that's when you get your betas, and we can go into the whole red pill talk. We'll get into that. Red pill, blue pill, green pill, mushroom pill, any pill. Um, but yeah, so you got your hierarchies, man, and everybody wants to be the on top, and that's the problem. So the reason I say that is because if you're trying to stay on top, um, I remember me and a friend of mine were having this argument a few years ago. Shout outs to Dimitri, man. Hope you're doing good, bro. We were saying what's more important, resources or information? What's more important? What do you think? What do y'all think? Resources or information? I think at the time I was trying to argue that I don't remember my stance at the time actually. I really don't. I think now I would say information I think is more important than resources. It's kind of like a chicken and the egg conversation, but I think information might be more important because if you have the resources but not the information, you're screwed. But at the same time, if you have the information but not the resources, aren't you also screwed? If you know how to make a 5-star meal, but you don't have any ingredients, you can't cook. If you have all the ingredients, but you don't know how to make a 5-star meal, then you still can't cook. So I don't know what the answer to that is, but the point is that I guess both are necessary, but the thing is that the resources aren't uh gatekept. No one can really gatekeep resources. I mean, of course, with physical power you can, but I think it's easier to gatekeep information than resources because information is it's not physical, right? Like resources, you can hide them, but they can get stolen. Of course, information can get stolen. I don't know. The point is that there's hierarchies within every race, and whoever is at the top wants to stay at the top. Whoever's at the bottom wants is trying to get to the top. So, kind of the goal within people within their own specific race, and of course now I don't know. This is getting dark, bro. Because I mean, America is really integrated with between races, but I guess just for like conversational purposes, the game between within people and race is yo, Obama looks different. Yo, man, Obama, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm going light skin on him, bro. I'm trying to got these dreads in, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run for re-election. I need you to vote for me. And don't vote for Ramaswamy because he jacked my whole swag. Ramaswamy jacked my whole swag. He likes to talk like me, but he'll never be a G like me. He likes to rap Eminem. Huh. I I laugh at Eminem. I had Eminem perform at the White House 3 times. Obama. Yeah. Yo, what's up? What's up? Hello, fellow citizen. Hope your day is going great in America. It's just another day in the great old USA. We're working on things. I know things aren't perfect, but with your vote, we can change the world. What is the platform? What do you mean? What's the platform? We're on TikTok. Tickety talk. Talk kick. Yo, Abraham Lincoln came? Alright. Are you sure? That's the real Abraham Lincoln? Yo, Abraham Lincoln. Yo, Abraham Lincoln. Yo. Got the Abraham Lincoln cosign, bro. Let's go. I gotta screenshot that, bro. I gotta screenshot the Abraham Lincoln cosign. You already know, Abe Lincoln. Thank you, bro. Shoot. Hey, if I was alive back in the day, bro, I would have had your back, bro. I would have had your backs. I would have. You should have had me as your security guard, Abe Lincoln. I would have. I would have. You know what I'm saying? John Wilkes Booth. Oh, bro. I would have tossed him off over the balcony, bro. John Wilkes Booth would have been history, bro. And Abe Lincoln, I'm mad that you died, bro. You know why? Because we never got our reparations, Abe Lincoln. You were supposed to help us, man. I'm pretty sure that's why they knocked you off, bro. Bro got knocked off. Isn't that messed up? They knocked off Abe Lincoln because he was trying to give us reparations. Because didn't Abe Lincoln? We gotta hold on. This is an Abe Lincoln documentary now. All right, we got Abe Lincoln in here. Everybody show some respect. All right, respect the dead, bro. Abraham Lincoln reparations. All right. When slave owners got reparations. This is from Princeton University. Yo, what's up, Kayla? We got Kayla in here. Yo, can we make it to 900 likes? Is that crazy? Yo, am I being selfish, bro, if I ask for 900 likes? Because, streamers get on here, bro. They start to think they're like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or something, bro. Like, come on, bro. This is... What's going on here? Hold on. Abe Lincoln on April 16th, 1862. Abraham Lincoln, are you listening? Abraham Lincoln. On April 16th, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln signed a bill all right, 1860s. Emancipating enslaved people in Washington. The end of a long struggle, but to ease slave owners' pain, the District of Columbia Emancipation Act paid those loyal to the Union up to $300 for every enslaved person they'd freed. Hold on. So the slave owners got reparations, but the slaves didn't get reparations? How did the slave owners get reparations? But you know what? No, on some serious stuff, this is interesting because this reminds me of the gun buyback. The gun buyback program. Yo, when I say I got you, I got you. The gun buyback program, bro. They had the slave buyback program. Like, oh, buy your slaves back, bro. We can't, cause this is not really, the man's holding us down now. We can't own slaves, bro. So we have to buy them back from you. We'll give you 300 a piece. How come, did the slaves get a piece of the piece? The slaves get a piece of that 300? A gun buyback program is one instituted to purchase privately owned firearms. Yo, I gotta watch some video of this, bro, because now knowing what I know, I'm just laughing at them, bro. When they say they're laughing at you, they're really just laughing at you, bro. When you selling these people your guns, because they just printed that money, right? That money wasn't worked for because you left the gold standard in 1930s. If I'm wrong, please someone correct me, bro, because I don't believe what I'm saying. I don't believe it. Let's see. Gun buyback program. All right. Gun buyback turns into a triple homicide case. Hold up.
What do you got for us? Whoa, street sweeper.
Some punk threw it in my garden. You see how much they charge for ham these days?
Do they have good sales here?
Occasionally, but I go to the Jewels over by my house on 112. They have better prices.
Look at this thing. Wait, there's no way.
What?
She said she lived on 112th Street?
She said she shopped around there, yeah.
No way.
What?
This is a cartoon. I want the real thing, bruh. No way.
The city of Houston.
Guns for Ukraine? Have y'all heard about this?
Bro. We were this close. They were this close to like having a point and like being right. All right? Like we should absolutely be incentivizing people to like bring guns in either through buybacks or other fucking programs because there's just way too many guns. There's too many guns on the streets.
Wait, hold on. Both of these people are crazy, bruh. Okay, first of all, the guy reviewing, no, we shouldn't be incentivizing gun buybacks. What do you mean there's way too many guns? There's a lot of people. If each person has a gun, there's way too many guns because there's way too many people. You can't say there's too many guns because that's kind of that's the unintentional point. That's the unintentional drawback of having the right to bear arms is that there will be a lot of guns. But that is the sacrifice that you make for being able to defend yourself against the government. What do you mean there's way too many guns? There's not a limit on how many guns that can be in the country. I don't like that way too many guns statement. That's kind of like It's a baseless argument. Based on what standard? Based on what is there way too many guns? Because here's the thing. Let's see how many guns the US military has in comparison to how many guns the civilians have. I bet you don't think there's way too many in that perspective. Um I get it. They're using these mass shootings to scare you guys, or you guys are getting scared of these mass shootings. But here's the thing. Doesn't a mass shooting make you want to have a gun even more? If I just seen somebody Call of Duty style 30 people in 30 seconds, you're not gonna get away with trying to sell me a pistol, bro. Saying that I'll be fine with a pistol. You're not gonna sell me on saying I'll be fine with a pistol. Cause when bro comes in with the Draco, pistol's only gonna do so much.
In California, they had a gun buyback program where they're buying guns to get guns off the street. And a couple blocks away, 5 people got shot. Oh, goodness. When are you liberals ever going to learn that when you do a gun buyback program, the only thing you're doing is taking off old, rusty, worthless guns that nobody wants off the street? And criminals aren't going to follow the laws. And they're certainly not going to voluntarily turn their working weapons in, as this just illustrated when 5 people got shot down the street from where you're doing this. Putting people in jail is what stops gun violence. In California, they had a gun buyback.
Man makes 21,000 bringing 3D printed guns to New York gun buyback event. That's what I like to see.
New York State coming in with yet another L for the season. You got to give it to this guy. He won up to the Houston buyback. $21,000 worth of gift cards, all for 3D printed firearm parts. Man, those ATF rules are really biting these people in the ass. You gotta love it. New York State coming in with yet another.
Basically, I'm doing this little gun buyback rabbit hole case because they did the slave buyback program. This is where they originally got it. Got to get the slaves off the streets, man. But that was actually good. I respect it. But like, why would you pay them? Why would you pay them? Like, yo, this is morally wrong. You were morally wrong. Even though, look, Mr. Slave Owner. What's up, Kevy Kev? We got Kevy Kev in the house. Let's go. We out here talking about racism, bro. You already know racism, hip hop, politics, gaming, anything. But here's the thing, Mr. Slave Owner. Did you know that what you were doing was morally wrong, even though it was legally okay? Yeah, yeah, you did. So we're not gonna pay you anything, okay? Give us the people, and then you go about your business. That's it. That's how it should have been, bro. The slave over here treating these slave owners as victims, bro. They were getting treated as victims and then getting compensated. Oh, we're sorry for your emotional distress. Here's $300. Slave owners treated as victims. Symptoms by getting compensation. They're slaves. Yo, what did the slaves get though? How come the slave owners got reparations? Slaves didn't get. Slaves ain't getting nothing, man. Slaves ain't getting nothing, man. Slaves ain't getting nothing, man. Hey, slaves ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting nothing, cuz. Hey, cuz, how come slave owners got 300? We ain't even get 3 pennies, bro. We've been here for 300 years. And you giving them money? Look. Hey, yo, the U.S. just in a silly, goofy mood, bro. The U.S. just be in a silly, goofy mood. Look at this. Check this out. By the way, guys, gun violence amongst the civilians is the price that we all have to pay for the right to bear arms. Because here's the thing. That's one of the reasons why the right to bear arms was so celebrated. Because I'm sure there was people who were against it that were saying, no, this is going to cause violence in the street, right? I mean, let's look back to the cowboy. When did the cowboy era happen? Right? The Cowboys, 1865, the cowboy era, also known as the Wild West or the American frontier, began after the Civil War in 1865 and ended around 1895. So, cowboys started basically after slavery ended, when slavery officially ended. That's when you had your cowboys. Um, when did the right to bear arms start? What's good? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. The right to bear arms was established in 1791 by the U.S. Congress. So the right to bear arms was even before the cowboy stuff. But 1791. Let's read it. Let's read it. The Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, often referred to as the right to bear arms, is one of the 10 amendments that form the Bill of Rights. Ratified in 1791 by the U.S. Congress, differing interpretations of the amendment have fueled a long-running debate over gun control legislation and the rights of individual citizens to buy, own, and carry firearms. Right to bear arms. The text of the Second Amendment reads in full: a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Oh, wow. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms, which means weapons. So let's see. The right of the people to keep and bear weapons shall not be infringed. Now, infringed means what exactly? I don't like they love doing these words, bro. I don't know what these words are, bro. I be feeling like a foreigner. Infringed, actively break the terms of the right of the people to keep and bear weapons shall not be broken. The framers of the Bill of Rights adapted the wording of the amendment from nearly identical clauses in some of the original 13 state constitutions. The 13 states, guys. Remember the 13 original colonies. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 stripes, baby. During the Revolutionary War era, militia referred to groups of men who banded together to protect their communities, towns, colonies, and eventually states. Once the United States declared its independence from Great Britain in 1776. 1776. New York City. Many people in America at the time believed governments used soldiers to oppress people, right? And thought the federal government should only be allowed to raise armies with full-time and paid soldiers when facing foreign adversaries. For all of the purposes they believed, it should turn to part-time militias or ordinary civilians using their own weapons. Oh, wow.
Similar protests over the British government's Tea Act later spread
This is where you get the military-industrial complex. We're getting somewhere, people. I'll be right back. I gotta go use the restroom. Yo, I'm back. I'm back like I never left. Yeah, if you pick a fight with me, you're gonna need a rep. I'm gonna leave you breathless. What is one is breathless? Look, many people in America at the time believed governments used soldiers to oppress people. Wow. I wonder why. But this is in 1776 and thought that the federal government should only be allowed to raise armies with full-time paid soldiers. Wow. I get why they're so adamant about this crap now. The Constitution of the United States grants Congress the power to raise and support armies. This power includes determining how long the army shall be raised, the age at which soldiers shall be received, the period for which they shall be taken, the compensation they shall be allowed, and the service to which they shall be assigned. The appropriations of funds to support any army can only last for 2 years. The Army Clause in the Constitution sets this time limit. The framers of the Constitution were concerned about large standing armies and wanted to ensure that they remained firmly under civilian control, bro. Favorite president? Favorite president? Uh, shoot, I need to do more research on the presidents, to be honest. But and here's the thing, I watched the George Washington documentary. I'm not sure how true that is now that I'm really learning true history. But I do like George Washington. The reason I like George Washington is because um I don't know if this story is true or not. But basically after you know how he was the general, he won the war. After he won the war, he basically could have made himself king. Um like he could have literally became king of the USA. But he thought that the power should be separated. He didn't think that one man should have power. So I think that's where you get your separation of powers and you get your different branches and that's when then he got elected president. So that's pretty cool. That's what I like so far. I haven't really done too much research. Like there's a bunch of like random presidents we've had that doesn't even ring a bell. What about you, bro? What's your favorite president? This power includes determining because what's interesting about this is it sounds like the civilians are supposed to be keeping the peace in the country, not the military. Power to raise and support an army. Article 1, Section 8. Power to raise and support an army. The Congress shall have power to raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years. So I think this is where you get the military industrial complex. Let's research that. I don't know what that means. That's funny, bro. I think this is the military industrial complex. But let's research that because I don't even know what it means. But I'm pretty sure this is it. The military industrial complex is a network of individuals. The military industrial complex is a network of individuals and institutions involved in the production of weapons and military technologies. It is a relationship between a country's military and the defense industry that supplies it. The term was used by U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower in his farewell address in 1961. The military industrial complex benefits both the military and the defense industry, with the former receiving equipment necessary for war and the latter receiving multi-million or even billion-dollar deals. Um, so what is it? The military industry and the defense industry. The concept of the military industrial complex is still relevant today, with defense powerhouses continuing to grow in influence and governments continuing to spend on military and defense expenditures. I think we just stumbled on something, y'all. Yo, Cam Smith, what's good, bro? We got the same name. That means me and you, we're like brothers, but closer. The military and look at the military entertainment complex is the have you heard of the military entertainment complex? the cooperation between militaries and entertainment industries to their mutual benefit, especially in such fields as cinema, multimedia, virtual reality, and multi-sensory extended reality. Oh, let's throw Call of Duty into this, and there we go. Call of Duty is part. Call of Duty is a psyop, bro. It's part of the MEC, Military Entertainment Complex, for cooperation between militaries and entertainment industries to their mutual benefit. During World War II, the United States sought to weaponize. Oh, do you see what I see? Yo, during World War II, the United States sought to weaponize entertainment as a form of propaganda. In 1943, the Office of Strategic Services, a precursor to the CIA, circulated a memo stating that the cinema is one of the most powerful propaganda weapons at the disposal of the United States and recommended the voluntary cooperation of all motion agencies. Wow, the voluntary cooperation of all motion agencies and not under the control of the JSCs, the JCS. The United States Official of War Information utilized cinema for its own ends to rally the public behind the war effort. Influence, bruh. The influence, bro. I feel so sad, bro. I never heard of the MEC. I never heard of the MEC. Wow. Shoot. Sorry, guys. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Um, check this out.
For the people who have seen my hidden Steam game videos, I've been asked about Space War, and I'm going to tell you why I will.
All right. Wow. Sorry, y'all been frozen. All right, there we go. There we go. All right. I have no idea what the heck happened. This is on some weirdo stuff. Oh well, whatever. It is what it is, man.
us off before we get to the starting line. A stalled generation? Who do you think is gonna fix all this? We will, because our future is the future. So we're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day, and feed those left in the cold. We're going to do all this